Senator Adamu Abdullahi, CON. Your Excellency, our presidential candidates, His Excellency Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, His Excellency, the Vice Presidential candidate to our party, Senator Kashim Shettima Mustafa, members of the National Working Committee of our party, APC, Your Excellency, the Chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, who doubles as the Governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, CON, His Excellency, the Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, at the same time, the Governor of Kebbi State, Senator Atiku Bagudu. Your Excellencies, the Governors of Progressive Forum, our Governors present here, members of the National Assembly, our past governors, senators, and members of House of Representatives, distinguished elders and stakeholders of our party, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press, you are welcome to this official unveiling of our party vice presidential candidate of APC for the 2023 general elections. I am delighted to welcome you all to another milestone in the march of our party, APC, to a successful outing in Nigeria's general election scheduled for March 2023. During our very successful primary elections, we publicly reaffirmed the strength of our unity and our commitment to progressively strengthening our internal democratic process. Our special national convention to elect our presidential candidate gave adequate space for voices, competition, collaboration, and consensus building. We are delighted with the robust acceptance of our candidate, His Excellency, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the incoming President of Nigeria by the grace of God. As found across the party lines and went beyond the local international stakeholders across all sectors, we shall continue in our efforts to present our great party as the only credible platform that will build on current achievements, sustain learning, and leapfrog positive impact on the life of every Nigerian, wherever they may be. Our search for a running mate followed similar considerations of inclusion, equity, competence, and positioning that we must optimize for our success. Our conversations sought out voices of both diversity and committed candidates. His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima Mohammed, a Nigerian banker and politician who served as Senator for Borno Central since 2019. He had previously served as the Governor of Borno State from 2011 to 2019. Our journey, therefore, to 2023 commences in earnest. We shall invest in the voices and capabilities of women and young persons as we further seek to optimize inclusive approaches across all sectors and social strata. we positioned not only to succeed in the general elections in 2023, but also to good governance based on best practices to improve opportunities and the lives of all Nigerians. I welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to another milestone to unveil His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima as the Vice President of Nigeria coming of APC in the country 2023. I thank you for your attention. APC! 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 Thank you.
Your Excellency, our presidential flag bearer, His Excellency Senator Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Your Excellency, our vice presidential candidate, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, who is here with his wife, Her Excellency Nana Kashim Shettima. Your Excellency, the Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, and indeed all my colleagues that have been earlier introduced, members of the National Assembly, distinguished party stakeholders from across the country that are here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I was to speak after the national chairman, but somehow he used his authority to throw me in first. And given that this is an unveiling of our vice presidential candidate, somebody who can be described in so many ways, I hesitate to preempt the unveiling. Except to say that on behalf of the Progressive Governors Forum, I had an opportunity when we visited Mr. President in Daura after the Salah, for the Salah homage, to say that, to describe our vice presidential flag bearer then as one of Nigeria's finest. And I believe I speak the mind of all. History has been very kind to our party. Our March 26 convention, by all commentaries, is adjudged a masterstroke. Little did we know that our presidential primaries, which Mr. President, in a letter to the Progressive Governors Forum, described as one of the freest, fairest, and most competitive primaries that has been witnessed in Nigeria, and it produced our presidential flag bearer, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with whom the Nigerian dream, the Nigerian hope has resonated since he was announced as the presidential flag bearer. Asiwaju is someone who has spent a lifetime building the Nigerian project, participating in a very imaginative way of unifying Nigeria. And I believe the result, what he scored in the presidential primaries, is a reflection of both across Nigeria. So he is undoubtedly Nigeria's candidate. One must congratulate our party, and one must congratulate our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, because many historians have likened the emergence of President Muhammadu Buhari as president to that of Nelson Mandela as president of South Africa. It is not that they came to solve all the problems that are there, but no, the societies upon which leadership was thrust upon them the opportunity to unite and to confront challenges together energetically, patriotically, and peacefully. And I think that has been done. But now that our party is marching together with other parties in producing the next president, we are confident our choice of presidential flag bearer will build upon what the president has done and bring his boldness, his courage, his imagination, and his contemporary understanding of world politics, world economy to bear in what will undoubtedly be a bigger and greater chapter in Nigeria's history. Today, we are being presented formally with Senator Kashim Shettima as his nominee for the vice presidential. And I'm sure it will have been a very difficult choice for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because no one who has interacted with Kashim Shettima will be left in any doubt about his brilliance, about his capacity, about his sense of history and sensitivity to the multifaceted nature of Nigeria. And I can imagine how it would have been different than Kashim Shettima. Some of us became governors at a time when he has finished his first term. But we were privileged to participate with him as members of the National Economic Council, a forum which under the APC, those who have been there before told us have moved from a monologue to dialogue, because President Muhammadu Buhari, heavily supported by Vice President Yomi Osibajo, have redefined the forum to be a forum where the federating units rightly will meet and debate all issues. And it's the contributions of Senator Kashim Shettima in that forum were laudable, were notable. Equally, some of us were members of the Nigerian Northern Governors Forum with him, where his individual knowledge of each and every state in northern Nigeria, and indeed in Nigeria, is simply amazing. He has understanding of the history, of the complexity of the culture. If he were a Fulani, I would have said he has been a nomad who has been, but I'm sure he followed them a lot. So that's where it's coming from. So I'm not surprised that he knows the nooks and corners of this country and the people and the tradition. And I'm sure that will bring to bear in the challenge that is being put upon him. We are in no doubt that Asiwaju has found an able, competent, confident, patriotic compatriot who will support him both in the campaign and by God's grace in moving Nigeria forward and giving all Nigerians the sense of inclusion so that Nigeria will continue to amaze the world and take its rightful place in the Committee of Nations. So with that, I congratulate once again our party and our presidential flag bearer and our vice president, and indeed all of us, last but not the least, President Muhammadu Buhari, who I believe his doggedness and faithfulness and sense of equity brought us to today. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the presidential standard bearer of our party, our leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Your Excellency, the vice presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the 2023 election, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima. The chairman of our forum, the Progressive Governors Forum, my brother governors who are here, distinguished members of the National Assembly, leaders of our party, our well-wishers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me stand on the already established protocol. It is a delight and a pleasure for me to speak here. Although my chairman has spoken, and this is a purely partisan event, I probably ought not to have been asked to speak, since the forum I chair is a non-partisan forum that comprises of governors of all parties. Nevertheless, I cannot deny my own provenance as a proud member of the All Progressives Congress. And that is probably why I've been asked to speak. But I also guess I've been asked to speak because the nominee of our party is someone that I've known for a very long time, who I served with as governor, and whose capacity, commitment, competence, and compassion I've always admired. His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, for those who followed closely the trajectory of the formation of this party, would remember the Lagos Declaration, the Marina Declaration of February 5, 2013. If you remember that declaration, you remember that that was where the 11 governors of the emerging parties that came together to form APC met at the residence of Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola in Lagos. And that was where we finalized the decision to commit ourselves to a merger as governors of AMPP, CPC, and ACN, as well as APGA at the time. I can see Governor Shomole here, so he was part of that meeting in Lagos. And the person who read that communique of the Marina Declaration was no other person than Senator Kashim Shettima. And he gave our commitment to rescue our country from the very, very dangerous and deleterious situation we were in at that time. Thankfully, our leaders worked very, very hard to consummate that relationship, and eventually All Progressives Congress came into being. I want to associate myself with everything that my chairman, Governor Atiku Bagudu, has said about Governor Kashim Shettima. When this role emanated in history in the United States, the core purpose of the vice president is to be the #1 presidential advisor, the governing partner, the representative of the president. And as President Joe Biden added, when he took up the job, when Barack Obama offered him, the last person in the room when any decision is to be taken. You can find no better hand, and I assure you will find no better assistant, no better companion, no better partner than His Excellency Governor Kashim Shettima. Even in the toughest of times, he led with courage. He led from the front. He challenged us to do more. And those of us who marched with him on the streets of Maiduguri on a Monday market would recall the courage of conviction that he demonstrated as the governor of Borno State. And he's been there for all of us, his colleagues. So, Ashwaju will find not just a governing partner, a bridge builder, a consensus builder, a talent spotter, and we know that. All of us can confirm that. Zulum is coming, oh. A talent spotter, a hard worker, a voracious reader. Those of you who don't know him. Governor Kashim Shettima hardly travels out of this country without coming back to me with a book. He doesn't give me, you know, what Nigerians would love friends to give one another. All the gifts I have from him are books and their biographies of all kinds. He's passionate about reading, and he applies himself at every opportune moment. Our country is going through a very difficult phase. His Excellency, our presidential standard bearer, is someone that I know very well. And he does not like yes people around him. Kashim Shettima is not going to be a yes man. Kashim Shettima is going to offer honest, sincere, independently verifiable advice that will be to the betterment of our country. And he also bows to superior argument and logic. You give him the evidence, you challenge him to look at it, he will come back to you and say, I'm very sorry, that thing I said, you are right, it's not correct. That is the leader that we want. That is the leader that we can trust. That is the leader that will deliver on the promises that we make to Nigerians. So I have absolutely no doubt in my mind to recommend to others who may still be in one form of doubt or the other. I know this man is my friend. I cannot pretend about that. And he will represent the interest of governors very well. Yes, he's a former governor. He's one of us. And Ashwaju too is a former governor. We would have loved this partnership to be between a former and a current. But be that as it may, we will take both of them as current. Because they know what it is to be governors. And they know what it is to be leaders. And in a federation where we need all hands to be on deck, we shall not hesitate to support them. Toe to toe, we will go on this journey with them. We will support them with every fiber in our being until we are declared the winner of the 2023 election. Congratulations, my brother, and let me also congratulate the pillar behind my brother, Haja Nana Kashim Shettima, for doing such a beautiful work of molding this brother of ours into this first-rate intellectual leader that is ready to lead Nigeria alongside our president come 2023 with courage, with conviction, with competence, with capacity, with compassion, and with integrity. Thank you. God bless you.
And of course, the National Working Committee of the ruling APC here present, the standard bearer, the flag bearer of the ruling APC, the incoming President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, by Allah's grace, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Jagaban, Nigeria. The incoming Vice President, by Allah's grace, the former Governor of Borno State, Senator Kashim Shettima, with his very amiable wife. My other leaders, especially the state governors that are here under the platform of the Progressive Governors Forum, notably the Progressive Governors Forum Chairman, the Governor of Kebbi State, and the Nigeria's Governors Forum Chairman, who is also here, the Governor of Ekiti State. Mr. Chairman, allow me, for exigencies of time, to stand on the earlier established protocol. Mr. Chairman, my respected colleagues, I also have to very conspicuously acknowledge the presence of the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Governor of Katsina State, who is seated here with us. My respected colleagues, my bosses, members of the 9th and former Houses of Representatives that are here present with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have to be very brief, most especially when I know my principal, whom I'm holding brief for, would have been very brief himself here. But I would like to first of all say, I register his profound apology for not being physically here, for a very, very serious commitment out of Abuja, where he asked me to convey his greetings and solidarity to this moment on the event of the unveiling of our vice presidential candidate, Senator Kashim Shettima. The Speaker of the 9th House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, is one very notable and vibrant member of this family, of the APC family. Of course, one of the leading forces that gave birth to what we are today celebrating. Ask me to wish you very well and wish the APC very well. Mr. Chairman, my respected colleagues, I stand here not just on behalf of the Speaker, I stand here equally on behalf of the second arm of government, the institution of the Nigeria's legislature, the 9th National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. An assembly that we are proudly called an APC-dominated assembly, an institution that we proudly address ourselves as a progressive institution. We have a lot of our members seated down there, ranging from members of the House of Representatives and senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that are all equally, individually and collectively committed to this national project. Your Excellency, the incoming President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, by Allah's grace, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this institution of the Nigeria's greatest democracy, wish you well in this bid to really get to the next level and provide for Nigerians and Nigeria a direction, a sense of direction, and a government that will definitely be a reflection of the expectation of all Nigerian people. Your Excellency, I want to also, by way of MB, share the joy of the state governors who are here seated with me, my bosses, that they have seen in you one quality that they cherish, and in your deputy, or your vice, sorry, that both of you were former governors of your respective states. I want to say on behalf of the National Assembly, the institution of the legislature, that we're equally proud of the fact that both of you were former senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So for me, we have a balanced ticket. A balanced ticket on one hand, when governors are proud of the fact that, oh, this is our own, we are also equally proud that you are our own. We will line up behind our bosses, the state governors, to deliver this ticket. I want to assure you that we have personal, collective, and institutional commitment to really help this party to deliver this ticket to success. It is going to be seen like a civic responsibility. We will take it like a civic responsibility to make sure that Asewaji takes over, Asewaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu takes over the mantle of leadership in the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2023. We are glad to be part of this event today. We are also happy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the health and of course the monumental requirements to be here and be part of this epoch-making event. I want to say without any fear of contradiction that in the ticket we have today, just like the governor of Kebbi State said, it's a ticket for Nigeria. It's the Nigerian ticket. It is also a ticket that I believe Nigerian youth will be proud of. The women will be proud of it because you have one person as a running mate that was chosen by his principal, who is in one hand a youth, because I'm here his age, is not against him if he calls himself a youth. He is one vibrant person, progressive person, someone that you can call very aggressive-minded administrator. And I believe with him as a running mate of our great leader, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we have all it takes to really deliver the expectations of Nigerian people. I want to believe, Your Excellency, the incoming President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the choice of Senator Shettima, Kashim Shettima, is the best any other individual member of the APC could have made. Any floor member of the APC would have made the same choice. So I want to believe it's a brilliant ticket, it's an acceptable ticket, it's a sellable ticket, it's a Nigerian ticket, and it's a Nigerian project that will all contribute. Your Excellency, I do not have to say much about you. All that the National Assembly need to say about you, we have said it, especially on the very day you visited us as an institution. The Senate signed into this project. The House of Representatives, under the leadership of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, signed into this project. We are now progressively partners in progress. And I want to urge my colleagues who hold on to the constituencies directly, my respected members of the House of Representatives that are seated here, who are by every weekend at home and every weekday in the chambers of the House of Representatives, that wherever you go, parade yourselves as ambassadors of this ticket, ambassadors of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and ambassadors of Kashim Shettima. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I wish APC very brilliant outing in this presidential race and presidential election. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
He should stand alone with his wife. Your Excellencies, you may be seated. Your Excellencies, you may be seated. Kashim Shettima, born 2nd September 1966 in Biu, Borno State. Shettima attended Lamisu Primary School in Maiduguri from 1972 to 1978. He proceeded to Government Community Secondary School, Biu in Borno State from 1978 to 1980, and later transferred to Government Science Secondary School in Potiskum, now neighboring Yobe State, where he completed his secondary education in 1983. He attended University of Maiduguri, where he badged BSc Honors in Agricultural Economics in 1989. He had his one-year compulsory National Youth Service Corps at the defunct Nigerian Agricultural Cooperative Bank, Calabar, Cross River State, southern Nigeria, between 1989 and 1980. He had his master's degree, MSc in Agricultural Economics at the University of Ibadan, Southwest Region in 1991. Young Shettima joined University of Maiduguri as a lecturer in the Department of Agricultural Economics from 1991 to 1993. In 1993, he moved into the banking sector and was employed by the now defunct Commercial Bank of Africa Limited as head of accounts unit in the bank's office in Ikeja, Lagos State from 1993 to 1997. In 1997, he crossed to Africa International Bank Limited as deputy manager, where he later rose through the ranks in 2001 to the position of deputy general manager of the bank. In 2001, he moved to Zenith Bank PLC as head of its main branch in Maiduguri, where he grew through the ranks as well to the position of general manager of the bank, where he was serving until in 2007, when he was appointed Commissioner for Finance by Governor Alimodu Sheriff of Borno State. After spending 4 years successfully in the cabinet of the Borno State Executive Council, in 2011, he was elected governor of Borno State and was sworn in that same year. He was also re-elected into the same office in 2015 with a wider margin this time around after a remarkable first tenure. It might interest you to know that his term in office was dominated by Boko Haram insurgency, but Shettima was determined to bring development to state. So, he was hell-bent on giving the people better education, areas of security, in areas of women empowerment and human capacity development. Shettima was later elected into the Senate to represent his people at the Red Chambers in 2019. He was also renominated to represent them as well after doing tremendously well in 2023 before his recent withdrawal. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor to present a man whose hobby is reading, traveling, and impacting lives. His Excellency, Senator Kashim Shettima. At this point, we now listen to the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, as he does us the honors of unveiling the Vice Presidential candidate. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم وبعد APC APC Thank you. Your Excellencies, representatives of leaders of the National Assembly here present, Your Excellency, our own Jagaban Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our very esteemed presidential candidate. Your Excellency, Governor, Senator Kashim Shettima, our vice presidential nominee of the APC. My dear sister, the wife of distinguished Excellency Shettima, Mrs. Nana Shettima. Your Excellency, Governor Senator Atiku Bagudu, Chairman of our Progressive Governors Forum. Your Excellency, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, Chairman, Nigerian Governor. We were advised before coming here that this occasion is intended to unveil the vice presidential candidate of our great party, the APC. You may associate unveiling with the work of art, such as sculptures by the great Ben Ewonwu. Those of us from rural areas know that our communities unveil and celebrate their distinguished and successful men and women. It is now time for the APC to go public with one of its best. Since the presidential candidate of our great party, the Jagaba Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, emerged, and since announcing the choice of his running mate on the 11th of July 2022, the nation is yet to know who he is. We welcome this opportunity to unveil him. As national chairman of our great party, APC, it is both my honor and duty to unveil this distinguished son of our dear country and formally present him to this august body and through it the Nigerian public. The APC vice presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential election is distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima. Please, will you all stand up and join me in welcoming him a very hearty congratulations. You stay here. Those of you who are students of our recent political history will note that in choosing Shettima as his running mate, the Jagaba chose also to walk along the path that other great sons of this country have walked. You will all remember, no, you can be seated now, please. You can be seated now. You can now be seated, please. Working committee, please be seated. High table, you can be seated, please. You can now be seated, please. Thank you very much. Those of you who are students of our recent political history will note that in choosing Shettima as his running mate, Njagaba of Nigeria, who also to walk along the path that other great sons of this country have done. You recall Are Onaka Kamfo, the late Chief MKO Abiola, did exactly this. He set the face. He chose a Kanuri Alhaji Baba Gana Kingibe from the northeast geopolitical zone of this country as his running mate in the 1993 presidential election. We are beginning to suspect there must be some synergy between the Yoruba and the Kanuri. Maybe there is a mutual attraction between them that the rest of us do not know yet. Never mind, we will put the searchlight on them. The 1993 presidential ticket and the current one breached one of our fault lines in the management of our diversities. Nigerians overwhelmingly voted for that ticket because they trusted Abiola, a man who opened his arms to every tribe and religion in this country to run an inclusive government in which no man or woman will be denied his or her right as a Nigerian citizen by the profession of his faith or her faith. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is a man who has also thrown his arm around every tribe in Nigeria. He has offered his shoulders for those in pain to lean on. He has used his wealth to bring succor to the needy. He can be trusted to run an inclusive government in which character, competence, and vision matter to his administration. Our party has produced a candidate who is acceptable by all zones in our country. He enjoys the trust of every strata in our national social economic structure. We are confident that Nigerians will entrust him with the leadership of our country in 2023. We offer our gratitude to Nigerians for the continued trust they repose in the APC. In one political tradition, the choice of a running mate is the exclusive right of the presidential candidate. He exercises that right with due consultation with the stakeholders in the party. The Jagaba, being an astute politician, could not have made the choice of a running mate without widely consulting the stakeholders in our party, including, of course, our father, the father of the nation, President Muhammadu Buhari. Having made his choice, the party wholly and unconditionally accepts his choice. The party has a duty to work for their choice, for their victory at the polls next year. I urge you once again to get up. Do pardon me. Stand up again. Everybody here, stand up, please. Are you standing? Are you standing? Now, this gentleman by my right, his background has been given in great details. How he came about this opportunity to serve as vice president by the grace of God has also been explained to every one of us here through the speeches that we've had before mine. I want to know if you are together, if we are on the same page. This is our vice presidential. Thank you very much. At this time, in our national development, and given the myriad of national challenges, we should look for men and women of character, like the Jagaba and Shettima, his running mate, for competence, demonstrable evidence of their performance in public, or private offices. We believe these informed Jagaban's decision to select Senator Shettima because he fits the bill. Senator Shettima brings to the joint ticket impressive antecedents as a political leader and administrator. Senator Tinubu, our candidate, could not have made a better choice for a running mate. He chose a man he believes can partner with him to undertake the urgent task of our economic recovery, as well as social and political development in peace and in security. Senator Shettima was a two-term governor of Borno State before being elected into the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As governor, he did what one might rightly describe as titanic things. He demonstrated his capacity as a focused leader when his state was virtually under siege by Boko Haram. When the bombs were exploding and the bullets were flying, he bravely continued to provide for his people buildings, new primary schools, new secondary schools, and other tertiary institutions, and invested heavily in human development. He never abandoned his people. He continued to serve them under virtually impossible conditions. Senator Kashim Shettima is not a stranger to the security challenges confronting our dear country, going by his personal and first-hand experience with Boko Haram while they were at the peak of their operations in Borno State. He has earned his right to a higher political office. He must now move up the ladder of our national service as the next Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2023. The unveiling of the Vice Presidential candidate today sends a strong signal to the country that our great party is ready and united around the common cause of coasting hope with victory at every level in 2023 by the grace of God. But we must not be unmindful of the hurdles ahead. It is time to purge ourselves of the bitterness arising from our individual losses in the party primaries that were completed some few weeks back. It is time to submit ourselves to the will of God and the party and do nothing to sabotage its well-laid plans for victory in 2023. The other political parties want what we want, and that is to win and form the next government. If by any act of omission or commission we give in to the bitterness and pettiness, or fail to see the larger picture, or take any of the political parties for granted, we would constitute an obstacle to the victory of our party. As the faithful would like to say, that will not be our portion. So we must stand up and we must work hard. We must be united for this purpose. Our winning strategy must be anchored on a unity of purpose. I urge us to begin our march now towards sunrise. Is APC on the move? Yes. Is APC on the move? Yes. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to unveil and welcome on board our Vice Presidential candidate, the distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima.
Members of the National Working Committee of the party, our leaders, the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, Governor John Kayode Payemi, Governor Babagana Umara Zulum, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, Governor Babajide Sanolu, Governor Mohammed Inua Yahya, Governor Abdullahi Sule, Governor Bello Matoli, Governor Aminu Bello Masari, and my brother Governor Dapo Abiodun. I wish to also acknowledge the exalted presence here of members of the National Assembly, former Governor Goswill Akpabio, former Governor Danju Magoje, former Governor Umoru Tanko Almakura, former Governor Balangilari, former Governor Alhaji Umar UTC, members of the Federal Executive Council present here, most notably the Minister of State for Agriculture, Alhaji Mustafa Baba Shahuri, former Deputy Governors present here, Nigeria's Ambassador to China, Ambassador Baba Ahmed Jidda, former ministers, current speakers, and members of state houses of assembly across the length and breadth of this country, our leaders, too numerous to mention, former party leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My first duty is to first of all acknowledge the position that His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari occupies in the remarkable history of our great party, the APC, as well as the role he has played in the history of our dear country, Nigeria. Secondly, I must also firmly underscore the remarkable political journey of our leader, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. His incredible vision and strength of character have helped us to the point where our party evolved to as the giant of the Nigerian political scene. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are lucky indeed to be standing on the shoulders of these two remarkable political titans. There is no weight I carry very carefully as much as the burden of trust and learning from public servants who never take the expectations of the public for granted. I am standing here today because of the benign testaments of those who believe in me, those who crawl so that some of us could walk, and those who walked for others to run. The successes of the All Progressives Congress in the past two presidential elections were not magic shows. They were rewards for our foresighted and pragmatic decisions to sacrifice our personal interests and sectional sentiments for the overriding prospects of our great party. We are here again on the curbs of history, and left with no option other than collaborating assiduously again to pursue the collective interests of APC stakeholders across ethnic, religious, and regional stations. Having led us through two successful elections and resisted the bid to impose a successor, President Muhammadu Buhari remains the man of the season, a leader who must be remembered for passing the torch to the choice of the party's majority, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. My emergence as the running mate of the inimitable Jagaban Borgu is based on the party's very forthright assessment of the threats ahead. And I am most honored by the consensus of the distinguished stakeholders of our party to trust me with representing the nation's interests under the leadership of the very saga the youth all over the country only refer to as city boy in honor of his cosmopolitan profile. Our public-spirited progressive governors have also demonstrated why they are the backbone of the party. There can't be enough words to quantify their sacrifices. We acknowledge the fact that they are responsible for this spectacular structure that offers us a palpable electoral advantage over our opponents. Whatever supremacy we attribute to the APC is owed to the commitment of our progressive governors. Like most of us, they submitted to the supreme interests of the party to guarantee our success in the forthcoming elections. And the immensity of these sacrifices calibrates their wisdom and sensitivity to the myriad of opponents we are going to face in 2023. I am here today because of their wisdom, and I am therefore grateful for their perception of the task ahead as one that can only be executed through meticulous collaboration across board. Today, I must also testify to the cyclical nature of history. But like those before us, we must resist the temptation to throw a piece over an invitation to serve the people. We must always take the past as our pioneer's teacher, one never to be taken for granted. This will be our guide steering into tomorrow. And I'm not unaware of the difficult political arithmetic that produced this moment, especially the understanding of our great party stakeholders and supporters across religions, regions, and ethnicities. Their resolve to settle for this ticket is a testament to the faith they have in us. This ticket isn't an imposition. It is an outcome of democracy at its practical base, and based on the aggregation of the ideas and insights of our great party stakeholders. If this were an unpopular option, as the cast of partisan provocateurs have attempted to paint, there wouldn't have been the tons of goodwill messages, especially from distinguished Christians from all over the country. This ticket, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is a Nigerian project, not a sectional agenda that the frightened camps have been struggling to sensationalize. I'm sincerely proud of the rational citizens who view this as nothing but a pragmatic permutation to defeat our opponents at the polls, and based on acknowledgement and implementation of the candid perspectives of our Christian brothers and sisters in the APC, who, like us, are bound by the passion for us to retain power in order to deepen the delivery of unifying and transformative governance to Nigerians. About 30 years ago, Nigerians from both sides of the Niger came together to market the ideals of a ticket like ours. They overlooked the pedestrian attempts to politicize the religious affiliations of the presidential candidate and running mate, and yielded to the message of hope and the manifesto of prosperity promised them. The MKO Abiola and Babagana Kingibe ticket defied the stereotype of Nigerians as hopelessly sectional and incapable of prioritizing reason over sentiments. That ticket, even though it was opposed by the same agents that doubted its success, has remained the best moment of our various experiments with democracy so far. This reincarnation of the 30-year-old hope that produced the late MKO Abiola and Babagana Kingibe came at a time the country is being pushed to the edge of anarchy by conflict entrepreneurs in Gaudi, Sioux, and Babangida, with the overwhelming endorsement of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the APC presidential primaries by aspirants from the very groups predicted to reject him, and his subsequent election by delegates from the same groups, is a clear message that Nigerians are beyond the stereotypes of those desperate to tear the people apart. The goodwill messages that have poured in since the announcement of my selection as running mate to the high-performing Jagaban Borgu easily underscore the depth of hope that our people are investing in the ticket. And I do not doubt that the amplitude of this love across the country, from Abia through to Zamfara, is an assurance that Nigerians are again prepared to choose the competence of their unifying representatives over any expression of primordial sentiments. We all witness the decisive blows dealt the bigotry dispensed by a hopeless minority ahead of the APC presidential primaries last June. The futility of their propaganda showed that Nigerians and the unthinking robots, some of us are quick to call them. Nigerians are rational beings with the capability to tell an invidious agenda apart from sincere concern for them. They are not the uncritical consumers of clickbait and falsehoods, as some of us think they are. They see through the bigots, masquerading as patriots, and very importantly, they know those who represent their interests, even in the quietest and darkest of meeting rooms. I'm immensely grateful to our great party, the National Chairman and the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress, and its perceptive stakeholders who consulted widely. I'm immensely grateful to our great party, the leadership of the party, led by our national chairman, Senator Dr. Abdullahi Adamu, and its perceptive stakeholders who consulted widely in the painstaking bid to choose Ashwaju's running mate for the 2023 elections. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be a part of this history, to deliver Nigeria to a future defined by past evolving technologies that will propel us towards guaranteed national security, economic boom, youth engagement, mass employment, high quality education, and of course, uncompromising national cohesion. I want to assure our teaming supporters that in the coming days, we'll be rolling out our plans for a greater Nigeria and pointing towards the bright future that we envisage, and away from the destination of those with nothing but mudslinging to market as the reason they deserve to be elected. Such hollow tragedies shouldn't be the ideals of a nation yearning for an experienced and documented visionary like Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the wings. We'll work with commitment for all Nigerians, especially the youth, who represent the overwhelming majority of our population today. They represent our future, they represent our present. We give a firm assurance that no discrimination of any form will arise from this patriotic alliance for the deepening of Nigeria's democracy. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, especially to my Christian brothers, lend me your ears. Some 15 years ago, when I never dreamt of becoming a vice president of Nigeria, I went to buy some electronic gadgets at Emma Plaza here in Abuja. I met a young man, about 18 years of age, on the shopping floor. I asked him, "What are you doing here?" said he's a salesman. I told him, young man, as a salesman with past evolving technologies, you remain poor and progress painfully to the top of the rubbish heap as a pauper. Get me your GCE results. This young man brought me his GCE results. His GCE result was much better than mine, but the poverty trap could not allow him to continue with his education. I got him into Bayes University. He read software engineering. He has just finished his MSc degree. I'm sending him to the UK for his PhD. I got him married to a Jukun girl from Taraba State, the daughter of the current Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice of Taraba State. I never asked him where he hails from. I never sought to know the religion he professes. His name is Paul Ojukwu. He is my adopted son. He is from Paul Ojukwu is originally from Anambra State. But honestly, I don't know which local government he hails from because it's not important. As far as I am concerned, he's my son, he's my brother, he's a fellow compatriot. Another lady, another story, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. When I was a student at Government Community Secondary School, Biu, I had an English teacher. Her name is Mrs. Dibble. In my odyssey through life, I met his daughter. Her name is Kopchi Bata. She is from Hau local government area of Borno State. She is of the Christian faith. She lost both of her parents within a span of 4 years. I adopted her. I gave her out in marriage. I was the chairman of the occasion. Kopchi Bata is part of my family. And she is here for everyone to look at her. Your Excellencies, we need to lay to rest issues of religion, region, and ethnicity. I don't intend to be the vice president to represent members of the Islamic faith. No. The Sultan of Sokoto is capable of doing that. I do not seek to be the vice president to protect the interests of the Hausa Fulani Kanuri triangle. No. I believe in the Nigeria project. Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu believes in the Nigeria project. And I swear in the name of God that I never supported the Ashwaju project to be his running mate. I supported the Ashwaju project because of moral compunction. We need to build a new nation. The trajectory of global growth is based in Africa, and Nigeria will make or mar that transition. as I've always said, the hope for the black man rests with the Igbo people of the Southeast, who are described by Ali Mazrui as the Nigerian Jews, geographically mobile, economically enterprising, and educationally ambitious. The hope for the black man rests the Yoruba people of the Southwest, who are the most enterprising, the richest, and the most educated of the black races. The hope for the black man rests with the Hausas of the North. Take it or leave it, they are the most hardworking of all the northern ethnic groups, the most ubiquitous. Wherever you go and you don't find a Hausa man in that place, it's not a developed place. The hope for the Nigerian nation rests on the ethnic minorities who glue this country together. Right now, there is a contest for the prime ministership of Britain. Nobody is talking that one of the contestants, Kemi Bademok, is of Nigerian descent. Nobody is questioning the fact that the front runner, Rishi Sunak, is a Hindu of Indian origin that migrated, not even from India, from Gujarati, no. His parents migrated from Africa to Britain. Nobody is talking about the gender of Liz Truss, the current foreign minister, nor of Penny Mordaunt. They were debating on policies, on issues, not on personalities. We have to move beyond malicious concoctions, dubious aspersions, and character assassination. Here, I want to pay tribute. I want to pay tribute to 30 bishops of the Christian faith who are here to solidarize with us. I want to thank them. I want to thank you for your leadership. I want to thank you for your generosity of spirit. Here we have Osita Okechukwu. We have Ntupam Itia Esan. We have His Excellency Balangilari. We have His Excellency Comrade Honorable Dr. Adams Aliu Oshomole, a Catholic. Finally, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Rome was not destroyed by outside invaders, but by the complacency of the Romans. In the months and weeks ahead, we have to get ready. Get into the trenches. Go to the nooks and crannies of this country. Sing the song of unity and progress. Sing the song of unity, peace, and stability. Let us cruise home to victory. Let us unite this nation. Let us make this country the pride of the black man. I want to thank you for your time. And may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God bless the APC. Thank you.
Jagaba shine gaba. Jagaba, jagaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Masu kwando za su yi bari. Jagaba shine gaba. Na can haka shegen gari. Jagaba shine gaba. Sai kullum kula. Jagaba shine gaba. Sai nan gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Gaba. Jagaba shine gaba. Buhari da ba jagaba. Jagaba shine.
APC. Why?
The veil has been removed. We have unveiled, and we are successful. Your Excellency, the national chairman of our party, the gentleman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, to all members of the great various state executive, the governors who are here present. APC governors, I'm saying, and the man of the moment, the man you've just heard from, Senator Kashim Shettima, my friend, my partner, the next Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our chairman as Progressive Governors Forum, Atiku Bagudu. Members of the APC National Working Committee, the chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, distinguished senators, honorable members, leaders of our party, I am very elated and proud to stand before you to recognize as a city boy who has gone to the village to fetch an elephant. Well, it is done. And we've heard from the partner who paddle the canoe of this country and anchor successfully with economic progress, prosperity for all, education for all, broken shackle of poverty, break the shackle of ignorance, break the shackle of complaints, divisions, lack of understanding of what this country represents. Why must, first of all, first thank President Muhammadu Buhari and the entire APC that got the mandate for me to become the presidential flag bearer of our great party. It is not under consideration. This is a great honor for me, my family, and the step of a great unity in this country of ours, the most populous country in Africa with great potential. I am grateful. And I've searched consulted. I am grateful for your endorsement of Kashim Shettima to be my running mate. One, every election brings with the promise of renewed hope. This one shall be no different for our party and for our nation. We hold the chance to move the nation and our collective cause forward as never before. To do this, we must be wise in our thoughts and courageous in our actions. We must win this election so that we can bring jobs, eliminate poverty, educate our children, bring up our grandchildren without thinking of religious division nor ethnic differences. We are one. Our passport is one. Greenback is one. One nation, one destiny. We are a happy country. I thank all the members of the APC and supporters for the outpouring of support since the result of my nomination. Much has been said, written about my decision to select Shettima to partner me on this journey. As a committed and progressive leader, I've read and listened to all that has been written and said. It has been an emotional situation for me. Out of many competent Nigerians and out of many advice, I know it has to be my decision. And the hallmark of leadership is taking a decision at the right time when it ought to be taken. I did, consulted, and I am proud to see all of you here. All of you here acknowledging the quality of our Vice President, Kashim Shettima. Yet, I remain steadfast in my belief and selection of this man. I believe and I am committed with him to the project Nigeria. With all the strength and stress that might come with it, we will change this country for better. All my life, my decisions regarding the team and around me and those I work with is guided by the principle of competence, innovation, compassion, integrity, fairness, and adherence to excellence. In politics, those principles are sacrosanct. They are not negotiable. Without them, there can be no victory, there can be no joy. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm from Lagos. I'm a city boy. This chapter in the history of our country is a great chapter. We've heard so much about Nigerian potential. We are now as the destination when that potential will return to reality. Prosperity for you. Prosperity for your children. Hope is here. The peer of hand and the knowledge that we have acquired, the experience as us Nigerians, the pride in us, the can-do attitude, the boldness to confront all challenges. Who are they? We are one. If we are one, we can conquer all adversities. Once we are one, we can bring Nigeria to the clay and a high heel of Africa. We are competent, we are capable, we are able. For me, I am just determined with this man to help, to consult, to deliberate, to build a country that we be so prosperous and make a new history in Africa. I have today the privilege of unveiling. We've enjoyed that with your endorsement. We can hit the ground running. Don't be afraid. The other party that is our rival, APC, developing poverty. Poverty development. It's not on our path. We will stand the storm. We will face the challenge. Nigeria, hear me loud and clear. The hope is here. The assurance is here. The security is here. The capacity is here. The boldness is here. You are the great people that we join us to do the job. To use our diversity for prosperity and not an instrument of division. You are great people. We are great people. We can turn this nation around from destitution. There we do it. All of you, please help me thank the party leadership for today and the cooperation in the future. They believe in us, the encouragement of all. To our mothers, we thank them. They are always the last to leave in the polling booth. They are always the first to be at the polling booth. They will multitask. They will carry the babies, fill the babies, hold the conversation, and still hold their ballot paper and vote. Thank them. Thank them anytime, anywhere you see them. To me, to our great party, the unity of purpose, the togetherness for success is what we believe in and is what we do, and the promise of a better tomorrow will never win us. Thank you very much for listening to me.
To live here, just the national chairman of the APC, the presidential flag bearer, and the vice presidential flag bearer. We don't want anybody behind them. Please, everyone should step aside. We need a clear. Please, everyone should clear. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to flag the vice presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, the national chairman, His Excellency Senator Abdullahi Adamu, and His Excellency, the presidential candidate, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They present to you the new vice presidential candidate, Senator Kashim Shettima. Thank you, Your Excellencies. You may take your seats.